Punt It Long, episode 14. I'm going to start off by talking about the man in question that was in the paper bit at the start of the video, Alex Mcleish, the Scotland manager. The appointment of Alex Mcleish a few months back was never met with any real positivity. It wasn't really noted as a move forward for Scotland really, and it's proved to kind of be like that. I mean, we're trying not to be as negative because we know that the realistic thing is right now that we are not good enough to be at the World Cup. We're not good enough to be thinking about being better than these other nations at the moment. We really need to improve, and some of the players that were available to pick aren't currently good enough. But, in my opinion, the lethargic kind of apathy around Scotland fans towards the national team just now really stems from the demeanour and attitude of the manager, Alex Mcleish. In an interview with BBC Sports Scotland before the Mexico game, where we lost to Peru a few days before that as well, but in the interview before the Mexico game, he basically said that the expectations is that Mexico is to beat Scotland.
What are the expectations?
Well, the expectations are that Mexico should beat Scotland.
Now, whether that's just being brutally honest and upfront about it, and it is probably true, they are favourites, but do you come out with that in an interview? Do you say that publicly and just let it be known that you're expecting to get beat? Especially when you're the Scotland manager who is meant to be leading a country that is so Braveheart-like and always has a lot of passion in how they play football and how they go about competition in general. I just don't see how that comes across as any type of motivation for players to go out and actually go and win the game, because your manager's basically admitting that you're going to get beat based on just thoughts alone. And to follow on from that, an interview after the Mexico game from Stephen O'Donnell, who played the full 90 minutes of both the Peru game and the Mexico game, he showed how to do an interview. I'm not going to include the full thing obviously because it's about a 2-minute interview, but the last 10 seconds just pretty much say it all.
I just hope that everyone, when they get called up to their national team, is proud to represent them. It's something that I never thought I'd be able to do, and to do that twice is something that will live with me for the rest of my life.
It shows the emotion, it shows the heart and desire that he has to play for his country, and he probably knows that there's a lot of options in the full-back areas for Scotland. He knows that we've got Andy Robertson and Kieran Tierney who can both play on either side, and he's going to have a big amount of competition to get back into the team, but he should be at least within a shout of getting a call up even as a squad player, because that type of heart and motivation for a player in a team can be vitally important, and the fact that he showed that publicly in an interview shows the type of player that he is, and it's exactly the type of player that Scotland need at the moment to be able to fight through and finally get to international competition. Next up this week was Joey Barton's first press conference as Fleetwood Town manager. Obviously, probably about a month and a half ago now, I did a Punt It Long episode where I talked about Dafc, and Joey Barton was included in that. At that point, he was just announced as manager of Fleetwood Town. Obviously, this was before the season finished. Now the season's over, and he's had his first press conference, and he's basically compared himself to managers like Pochettino and Guardiola in terms of the fact that he was a slow plodding midfielder and they seem to do well in management. If that's no clutching at straws, I don't know what is. He also went on to say that a lot of top players have went on to play for too long in their career and have ended up ruining their reputation. Case in point, Joey Barton came to Scotland, did absolutely nothing, left, and obviously for other reasons he's then left football. He never proved himself up here in Scotland. He didn't exactly do a hell of a lot in England. He got promoted with Burnley and stuff, but it wasn't solely down to him. And the fact that he's coming out comparing himself to all these people and coming across as a bit big-headed like he always has in his career, it's not exactly setting himself up to be viewed in a different light in his managerial career, is it? Joey Barton, you're probably going to become manager of Dafc soon, because although Alan Pardew is a bit meh in my opinion, you could well be up there come September if you get sacked with Fleetwood. And for the first time in I think a few weeks, we're going to go full circling back to my team Dunfermline on Punt It Long. Obviously I've been doing Pars Roundup videos on my channel for the Dunfermline topic, but I'm going to just put it into this video for a change because it's a busy week on the channel coming up and there's been a lot that's happened just today at least. So first up we had Declan McManus leaving. Of course his work rate was fantastic, his goal return not as fantastic, but as I said, the work rate couldn't have been faulted. He got the Player of the Year award and he was part of the team that got us to the playoffs. And whether we need a shake-up, I'm not so sure, but it looks like we're going to have that. We've now got a lot of players heading out the door and we're going to have to replace them, of course. And we've done that today with signing Danny Devine, a centre back. Obviously Morris departing last week, that was a big blow, and Danny Devine coming in on a 2-year deal, that could shore up that area of it. I'm not sure what the future will hold for Johnny's and Voto now, but Danny Devine on a 2-year deal, it's a realistic signing for us at the level we're at right now, and I believe that he could be a decent player at this level. Obviously he's had a lot of Premiership experience and I'm not too sure what his overall reputation from his previous clubs is, but here's what we can do well for us, and we really need some striking options in now because we're down to one striker that is not an 18-year-old Callum Smith. So we really need to look at attacking options now and hopefully maybe get Higginbotham and Cardle signed back up for the wings. As I'm editing this, we've signed another defender in Mark Durnan. That probably looks like the end of the defensive signings, I would imagine. We really need to focus on attacking players now, as I just mentioned there, because we're really light in that area. We've still got players to possibly re-sign, but who knows if that'll happen. It's a big job in the summer now, and here's hoping we can pull it off, because we need a good season next season, because the expectation levels have risen since last season. And that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. It's going to be a hectic week on the channel because I've got a load of World Cup videos coming up in the lead up to the World Cup starting on the 14th of June, so keep your eye out for that. The first one will be out tomorrow and it will run until basically next Tuesday, and then I'll have Punt It Long back on Wednesday, and then on the first day of the World Cup I'll have a review of the full first day, so keep your eyes out for all of that content coming up. And as I said, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. Subscribe for more of this type of content as it will be continuing throughout the summer, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.